This is big breaking emergency news. We are now seeing multiple U.S. Navy ships being taken offline, right? This is a major issue. It's now being reported that up to 17 different ships are now being affected and taken offline, right? And this is going to affect our security, our logistics for our military, everything, right? This is major, and this could even potentially lead to a draft, right? We're going to get into all this stuff. We are also seeing explosions happening as well on other ships, right? Oil cargo ships are now coming under attack and having major fires and explosions as well. So we could see oil prices spiking too. So let's get into all the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on all this big urgent news. All right, so let's get into details here. All right, we have a major attack on oil cargo ships right now, right? They're saying that this is potentially one of the largest attacks ever, and it's going to cause a massive environmental issue as well. All right, we're having a major oil spill, and they're having emergency rescue missions happening right now, right? And we're also having U.S. Navy ships are being taken offline, all right, up to 17 different ships, which could lead to a draft, all right? But it says here that Yemen's Houthis have shown footage of a Greek ship burning in the Red Sea following a Houthi attack. It says the 25-member crew was rescued by a EU naval mission. And it says the tanker was carrying crude oil from Iraq to Greece when it came under attack. All right. So this is a oil tanker that was carrying 150,000 tons of oil, which is almost twice the size of the Exxon Valdez, right? And this ship went under, right? And it was even potentially, it was showing explosions, right? Explosive charges on the deck of the tanker. That's what's also being reported for this attack. And this happened in the Red Sea off the coast of Yemen. They sunk a massive oil tanker, right? So we could see oil prices skyrocket from this, right, due to the destabilization. And also we're going to see a lot less ships, even less, right? There's already been a major cutback, but we're going to see even less ships going through the Red Sea, right? So be on the lookout for that. Attacks on ships are happening right now. And we also have a major military buildup in the Middle East right now. We have record amounts of military assets there. And while this is happening, we're having 17 ships taken offline at the same time, right? So this could be causing problems and even logistic issues in this part of the world. And if there is any type of conflict that does pop off, these 17 ships are not available and they are critical, right, to their mission, right? So it says Navy is sidelining 17 support ships. That's what has just been announced. It says the Military Sealift Command has drafted a plan to remove crews from 17 Navy support ships due to a lack of qualified mariners to operate the vessels, according to the Navy. All right. So they're having a major recruitment issue right now in the Navy, and they cannot man their ships. All right. This is a urgent national security alert for our country. And this is why we've seen all this talk lately about the draft. All right. They've been talking about including women in the draft as well too in the United States, and they've been talking about drafts overseas in the UK and in Europe about implementing drafts. Top generals in the UK were just warning of this a couple months ago, right? And it says here that the MSC, quote, Force Generation Reset identified 2 Lewis and Clark replenishment ships, 1 fleet oiler, a dozen Spearhead-class expeditionary fast transports and 2 forward-deployed Navy expeditionary sea bases that would enter a, quote, extended maintenance period and have their crews retasked to other ships in the fleet. And it goes on to say that this plan, this new effort known informally as, quote, the Great Reset, this is what they're calling this, has yet to be adopted by the Navy and is awaiting approval from the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Lisa Franchetti. All right, so they're saying that this is part of the Great Reset for our military and for our Navy is to have collapsing recruitment numbers. All right, what's going on here? What is the plan here? Are they going to have a draft? They've also been talking about recruiting people that come over to our country, come across the border, all right, and looking for citizenship. They were saying that they're going to recruit people that way and give them citizenship if they serve, right? This has been talked about in the U.S. Senate at the highest levels. They made an announcement. Senator Dick Durbin was just talking about this a couple months ago, right? It says the Military Sealift Command operates a fleet of logistics ships that refuel and resupply the Navy's ships around the world and are crewed by 5,500 civilians who are employed by the Navy. It says across the MSC there are about 4,500 billets for mariners on a wide variety of U.S. support ships ranging from resupply vessels, fleet oilers that refill ships and aircraft, salvage ships, the Navy's 2 command ships, submarine tenders, and hospital ships. All right, so this covers everything. They're being decommissioned and taken offline. Up to 17 ships, and there could be even more. All right, this is a recruiting crisis that we've been dealing with for years. And it says here for every billet on a MSC ship, there are about 1.27 mariners to fill the positions, a ratio that 2 former MSC master mariners said on Thursday was unsustainable. Quote, if you're required to have 100 people on a vessel, there are only 27 more people on shore at any given time to rotate those crew members. All right, that's what they're saying. So there are 4,500 slots that need filled, and there's only 5,500 people. Right? You need at least double the amount or around double the amount so you can rotate these crews. Right? You can have an entire crew get off the ship for a few months and see their family and go back home for a little bit and have another crew on there at the same time, right? That's what they normally do, is rotate, and they are no longer able to do this due to recruitment issues. And now we're taking our ships offline, right? What's going on here? What's going on, right? It says at that ratio, a mariner would be at sea for 4 months and off for about a month and then return. And they said, quote, that math just doesn't work. Quote, no one is able to have a healthy work-life balance and be able to get off the ship and get adequate time to go home, have time to be at home with their family, take leave, take care of medical requirements. They're just saying that this isn't enough time to only be back for maybe a month and then leave again for 4 months, right? And it says here, that's much more time at sea than commercial mariners, right? So this is part of the reason we could see drafts popping up, right? They've been talking about this. They've been normalizing this idea. They've been talking about having women in the draft as well too, okay? Talking about how, we're not going to have a draft yet, but we're going to make women sign up for selective service whenever they turn 18. That's a requirement for young men to do, right? And especially if you want to get access to any type of like financial aid or loans or anything like that, they require it. They make you sign up for selective service to get any type of federal loans or go to college or anything like that. All right, try to progress your life, and that way they make you do it. And it's also a law, right? And they're trying to implement that for young women as well. So This is a crisis, right? And it says the largest shares of ships proposed to be sidelined in the quote Great Reset. They keep calling it this, right? This is a great reset. And we've heard this term before. That's why it's kind of weird that they're saying this again, calling this a great reset. What do you guys think about that? This is a great reset of our military, apparently. And it says these 12 active Spearhead class EPF ships are the greatest percentage of ones that are going to be taken offline, right? And they're saying hospital ships are going to be taken offline. So all the support ships for the Navy, the main ships, are being decommissioned right now. And it's not due to the ships. They're even saying that the ships have a lot of life in them, right? That's what insiders are saying here. It's not due to the ships. It's due to the recruitment problems in our military, right? And if we have any type of major war pop off, conflict pop off between Russia, China, Iran, we could see a greater need for U.S. soldiers. All right, let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope we don't see any deployments like that. But right now, currently, there are over 2,500 Marines in the Mediterranean Sea right now on aircraft carriers waiting to respond to any conflict between Iran and Israel. All right, this is a current situation there. And strike groups are there. Some Marines have been sent there, right, that have hypersonic missiles on them. We're sending all of our assets to this region, right? So if something big does happen, does pop off, we could need even more. We could need more personnel, more ships. At least that will be the justification that we're given, is that these wars are popping off, so now we need to have a draft, right? Everyone can see it. The writing's on the wall, right? And recruiting numbers have been way down for years. And part of that is partially due to demoralization within the military, right? And also military families warning their children, grandchildren to not join the military, right? My dad was a vet. And a lot of families like that are warning people to not join. Okay, so there's multiple things going on that are driving this recruitment crisis. Also, the endless wars that we see. All right, people don't want to sign up and go fight a lot of these wars. Okay, there's a demoralization of the population in general, right? So that's going to bleed through into the military as well. And if they start recruiting people, right, that just came across the border, just came to our country, which has actively been discussed by top Democrat senators, right? They've been talking about this plan for a while now. If that actually happens, that's a major national security risk in itself, right? That's going to destabilize our military potentially even more, right? Which we do not want. And be a major security risk as well too. Okay, this just happened in Russia. I just remember this. I was reading about this earlier today. A prison in Russia. Okay. They just had a major mutiny there. And they are saying that there was a lot of ISIS followers that they captured were in this specific prison. This is in Russia. And they had a uprising. And they took over the prison and took out a bunch of the guards and are holding a bunch of hostages now. Okay. And they thought they had the situation under control, right? These people are in prison, they're locked up, but they were able to organize even in prison and have a mutiny. And there was a mass casualty event They have hostages. This is happening in Russia currently right now. They're still dealing with this situation, okay? And my point is that this could happen with our country as well too, right? If it could happen even in a prison when everything's locked down, it can happen with our country when our country is completely wide open. And it could potentially even happen with our military, right? If we open it up, there could be people joining that do not have our country's best interests at heart, right? So let's hope that doesn't happen. But they are taking 17 ships offline, the Navy is. So this is big. This is a major issue, and we could see this happen more and more. If this doesn't turn around soon, the numbers are dwindling. We could see even more ships decommissioned right now, put in a permanent state of maintenance. Right, that's the official title that they're in right now. So make sure you guys are getting prepped and getting ready. Make sure you're getting out of these big cities, getting out in the country where you can grow your own food, where you can be left alone, where you can have your chickens, you can have your garden. All right, that's the stuff we're working on here. All right, we got more eggs than we know what to do with. All right, so thank you guys. I hope you guys have big blessings for your life, your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.